Okay, so hello everyone. I'm here today with our amazing client, Kristen. Kristen, say hi.
Hello.
And Kristen is a coach who helps busy moms take care of their health. And she, in the last few months, has gone from having a dead Facebook group, her words, not mine, to growing an engaged group filled with her target market. And we're going to talk about some of the things that were most helpful for Kristen in getting her there. She's going to share some tips with you guys. I know you're going to get tons of value. So if you want a copy of the notes from this interview, just drop notes below. We're going to get started. So, Kristen, before you joined our coaching program, can you tell us a little bit about what was going on with your Facebook group, your engagement, kind of where you were at with everything?
Yeah, so I really wanted to get an engaged Facebook group, and I was trying all the things and I was working really hard and posting constantly and just couldn't get more people into the group. And the people that were there were not engaged except my mom. I mean, that was pretty cool.
Oh, your mom.
And
Thanks,
my best
Mom.
friend, like those two always support me. But so yeah, it was dead. It was like nobody was commenting on anything. I was
Yeah.
working so hard and just not getting anywhere. So
Yeah. And I was going to say, it wasn't for lack of effort, right? It wasn't like you're like, oh, I have this group and it's whatever. You were trying to create engagement, connection, and clients from your group.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's super, super frustrating. And I'm sure if you guys are watching this and you're like, it's crickets in my group, just type crickets below because I know Kristen isn't alone here. So, okay. So talk to us. You've totally shifted. Like your group now is so engaged. You've grown your group from a couple hundred people to over 1,000 members. You have tons of engagement in the group. You're creating clients from the group, right?
Yeah.
And so, talk to us a little bit about the actual results that you're having in the group. And then I'm going to have you share some tips just so that everyone knows kind of what it is that you did to get these results, because I know they're going to want to do the same thing.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing that I saw was the engaged people and the numbers in the group just going up and then people getting excited and actually commenting rather than, it's like, yay, somebody commented.
Yeah. You're like, oh, wait, there's someone out there. Amazing.
And I remember getting messages saying, I actually got a couple messages saying, I just want you to know that I don't always comment, but I am watching you and I love what you're doing and I do
Oh,
follow what you're doing. And so
that's so affirming, right?
yeah.
I love that.
And just when you think that you're posting out to the Netherlands and
Yeah.
nobody's looking
Yeah.
at it,
Yeah.
you realize that yes, you are making a difference for somebody.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
where that is. Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that so much. And so I would love just to kind of dive into some things that you've done that you feel like have been helpful for you in making that shift. Because obviously that's a really giant shift, right? Going from not having an engaged group to an engaged group, people saying your stuff's helpful, commenting, growing the group in masses with your target market. So tell us the first thing that made a really big difference for you with this big shift.
So the first thing that made a big difference was tracking my numbers. And at first I was like,
Hold
wow, I
on.
got
Can you say that again for us?
yes, tracking numbers.
Because everyone out there, I just want to say for a minute that, first of all, if you're like, what? My numbers? Type, oh no, numbers.
That's how I was. I've never
Yes,
done it. Been doing this for 10 years and I've never
yes.
done anything like that.
And you're not alone. And most of the time, as business owners, it's like, wait, we probably should do that. But also, it feels a little scary, right? Or we just haven't thought of it, or we don't even know what to track.
Yeah.
So, okay, so share a little bit more about the tracking of the numbers and why that was important for you.
Yeah, I think not knowing what to track, like I didn't have a system for doing it either. So Karen and Tasha made a system and the system was there and I plugged my numbers in and I went, oh. But what's important about it is especially the number of new people, number of new friends, and then the number of new people in the group, and then the engaged members,
Hmm.
active members. That's really important because if that number's not going up, then you're obviously not doing, something needs to change. So what I liked about it is I went, okay, I only gained, 15 members this week. And so 15 new members this week. So I must be doing something, must need to tweak something or do something different. This week I gained almost 100. So I must need to, I must be doing whatever I did this week is working. So if I can keep doing that, then I'll be getting more, I'll be on that track. But just being able to tweak what you're doing based on the numbers is so much, it makes so much more sense than just going with your gut and your feeling.
Yeah, right. And it's, actually it's so funny because Tasha and I even obviously have been tracking numbers, and we teach tracking numbers, and we'll still have decisions come up and we're like, well, I feel like blah, blah, blah. And one of us will be like, wait, should we look at the actual data so that we make a decision based on numbers, not feelings? And it's such a good habit to get in as a business owner. And I love what you said about it helped you figure out, okay, here's what I did this week. So that obviously netted in the result I want. So why don't I repeat that?
Exactly.
Right? Or, ooh, this week my engagement tanked, and I'm looking at that. And so let me look and see, what did I post in the group this week? And then what do I need to adjust?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it kind of grounds you too, because then you go, oh, I have a plan. Yes, things aren't going really well right now, but I have a plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Okay. So for tip number 1 is track your numbers. And you mentioned number of group members, number of engaged members. Are there any other numbers you want to share that you feel like are important for people to track?
I think it's really important to look at your friends, because if you're in network marketing, you go do a class to 10 people. If you're doing classes, if that's what you've done, you go and do a class to 10 people. The next week when you do another class, you're not going to do that class to the same 10 people. So if you're not gaining friends, you're not gaining a new classroom full of new people, because those 10 people have already made up their mind about what they're going to do with your product. So you have to get new people in, you have to get fresh blood. So getting new friends is important, and then getting new people into the group is also important, because that fresh blood is going to add new excitement, and they might comment in different ways and whatever. So
that's such a key tip that I want to make sure everyone heard Kristen say is consistent growth in the group is one of the major keys to engagement. Right. I actually had a client, we're in the middle of our social media challenge this week, and a gal that's in there, not a client, but a gal that's in the challenge was like, I think my friends and family are getting so sick of hearing me, watching my posts. And I'm like, oh, we need to grow audience, right? Because if we are just talking to the same people, like our mom and our best friend that are in our group, we have right? The engagement does die. So we have to constantly bring in new people into the group. So what Kristen shared, that's a huge key and a gold nugget for you guys, is consistently growing your group, figuring out, how do I get new people into my group on a consistent basis? Yeah. Okay. So that was tip number 1, tracking your numbers, including growing the group. What is the second thing that really made a difference for you?
I think, the second thing I kind of already touched on is getting new friends and gaining new friends, and then getting new eyeballs on your content, on your regular page. And then sending them messages saying, hey, just sending that initial message. Hey, I saw you in my friend suggestion list. I thought I'd send you a friend request, or thanks for reaching out to me with a friend request. What made you decide to reach out? Always ending with that open-ended question has been really valuable as well. And then from there, once they become friends, coming back to them a week later and saying, hey, I have this group. This is what it entails, and always asking permission. I think that's huge too, because then it doesn't feel icky. If you ask permission and they say no, you say, okay. You don't say, okay, well, I'll ask you again tomorrow. You just say,
yeah. What you just shared is so powerful. And so I want to unpack that a little bit. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. So what Kristen talked about is growing her friends list with people who are ideal clients. You didn't specifically mention that, but that's key, right? Is growing your friends list with people who are ideal clients. And then actually, messaging them. You're freaking out and you're like, wait, hold on, Kristen. Did you say messaging them? Just say freaking out right now. But so I wanted dig into that a little bit because you message them. And so, and you said, I'm not like, you're not dropping links and stuff, right? You're not, I think we all have people that are messaging us every day, like a giant long message where they're dropping links and we feel a little bit assaulted. So you mentioned that you're saying hi. So do you want to share kind of what is with a new friend there, you friend request someone, and then what do you say? What do you say to them so that it doesn't feel like you're, I guess, overstepping boundaries
Yeah.
with a new friend?
Yeah. So if I friend request them and from my suggestions, I'll say, hey, I saw you in my friend suggestion. I thought I'd reach out with a friend request. I hope you're having a great day. And then I always end with a open-ended question like, actually that one I don't think I do. Are you having a great day or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And then if they friend request me, then I'll say, thanks so much for reaching out with a friend request. I'm excited to connect and learn from you. And obviously you can tweak that message I'm making, it's similar to that. And then I always end with what made you decide to reach out. And most people will respond with, some people don't respond. Some people just like the post or like the comment or the message. And then some people will respond with, I'm just networking and making new friends. And then of course, you'll always get some people that the next message will be them dropping their link.
Yeah.
Which that is going to happen. But then you just respond with, I'm excited to connect with you. Thanks so much for the information. I'm not interested at this time or whatever.
Yeah.
However you want to say it. But obviously don't be that person that just drops your link right away.
Yes. And so you did mention something that was really important, which is, you loop back a week later. You're not jumping on them right away to join your group. You're chatting with them a little bit first, developing some rapport, coming back a week later to invite them to your group. And also you said something that was so important here, which was you were asking permission to give them the link to your group, right? Right. You're not saying, hey, check my group out. Here's the link.
Yeah.
You're saying, hey, I have a group. And then what are you saying?
But your wording that you've helped me with so much works so well because it says, hey, this might not be a fit for you, but in case it is, this is what, I have this group and here's what it entails so that, you're not asking somebody to your group that's totally uninterested.
Yeah.
And doesn't fit your clientele and then just dropping them the link and they go, well, this is dumb. I don't want this.
Yeah.
But telling them it might not be a fit, but it might be. So it just sounds very safe and kind and
yeah.
Because if you walk into a store, the owner is hopefully not going to shove a bunch of stuff at you and say, here, buy this, buy this, buy this. They're going to say, here's what I have. Would you like to take a look?
Yeah. And something happens to us, a lot of us on social media where we turn into big like weirdos where we interact with people in a way that we wouldn't interact in person. And so the second tip that Kristen shared is there was actually a lot of tips in what she just said, but she said, secondly, so we're growing our friends list with people in our target market, and then we're saying hi to them. And then really that third tip that you said is we're going to loop back a week later, invite them to our group, but you're going to remove pressure at the beginning of your invitation, which sounds like you said, hey, this might not be a fit.
Yeah, it might not be a fit. Sorry.
Yeah. Like, come on, Kristen. And then you said at the end of your invitation, you're not dropping the link. You're saying, what are you saying? Yeah. Would you like a link? Would you like, you're telling them a little bit about your group and then you're saying, would you
like the link to check it out? Yeah. And even with would you like the link to check it out helps because then it's like, oh, I'm in the group. I can check it out and I can leave if I want to.
Yeah.
There's no pressure.
No pressure. I love that so much. That's so good. So, okay. So any other tips that you want to make sure to share that you feel like have been really important for you in terms of growing your group, getting engagement? I'm sure you have like a bazillion tips, but for the sake of this, is there anything else you want to make sure that?
There was a spot when I was stalled and my group wasn't growing, like my numbers weren't growing at all. And so I think when we troubleshot a little bit and you can go through and use the invite button or I do have the invite if they engage on your content. Mm-hmm. So they will get an invite there. But I think that started to really help that growth as well. But if you have people that I needed permission to do this, unfriend people that you don't want in your group. It's okay to get rid of some of those people on Facebook that's like your dad's grandpa's cousins, because she might not want your product, and that's totally fine. But unfriend her, because then that brings in other people that are your actual real clientele. And so I think for me, I needed permission to drop some of those Facebook friends that I really didn't need anymore, because, they're not walking into my store. They don't need my stuff. And so not saying I don't want them, but Facebook for me isn't I'm going to share these pictures with grandma and grandpa anymore. It's a place to gain clients, to gain connection, to network, that sort of stuff. So.
Yeah, I love that. Facebook is it's like your business partner, right? It's a tool that you're using to grow your business. And so treating it in that way and using it to connect with people that are in your target market, to chat with them, right? Like, how amazing. My Facebook shut down yesterday. I guess it happened to a lot of people, but I was freaking out and I couldn't even get a messenger. And it made me really today just reflect on, wow, like we are so lucky to have this platform where we can actually connect with people who are in our target market, to use it to grow our business, to have a group that's like, right? It's like a warm hug with people that are, we can nurture and really connect with. And I love that. So, so you've done an amazing job growing your group, and I do want to say, you're like, oh, I did this because you told us. Well, you've done an amazing job implementing the things that we've told you, and being consistent with taking action and really taking it upon yourself to review and reflect and look at your results and fine tune things. So that's super awesome. And is there anything else that you want to share with anyone who is just thinking about potentially getting help for their business, but they might be on the fence?
So I have paid lots and lots of dollars over the years. By lots, I mean a lot, to get help on social media. And because I'm really good at selling in person, like I can go to a vendor event and I can enroll in 1 weekend, I can enroll 10 to 15 people in my network marketing business, which I'm still doing, but I'm not doing. I'm doing the coaching piece. Thanks to Tasha and
Karen. You're building coaching, like you're building now coaching as your primary with network marketing on the side, right?
Yeah. And thanks to Tasha and Karen helping me build out my program, I actually feel like I can do what I've wanted to do for so long. So I've spent lots of money on it, and I feel like this program has given me exact structure I needed, because like my husband says, my brain is going all over the place all the time. So when he and I do a project, he has to, and he's the business person, he's the entrepreneur, he has to give a structure, and then I can do it. You just have to tell me how to do it. So the structure you guys have set up is amazing. And if I have a question and you don't know it, like Tasha does a video on it in 2 days. 2 days later. And, it's like, it's just so helpful. Instead of, there have been programs that I've seen that I've done where it's more scolding you for not doing the mindset work. Whereas this is, yes, mindset is important and it's there. You have to learn new skills. But at some point, it's all about, well, I don't know what new skills I need to learn. But Tasha and Karen taught me the skills I needed to learn, and they're still teaching me those, obviously. But it was just like, I felt like I didn't know what to do, and I didn't even know what questions to ask.
And so you were like, oh, there's something wrong with my mind. Exactly. If I could just think better thoughts, I could get better results.
Positive thoughts. My business is going to grow. But I'm sitting there scrolling, and that's all I was doing because I didn't know what to do.
Oh, gosh. I'm glad you actually brought that up, because I think a lot of people can relate to feeling like, man, there's something wrong with, if I could just think better, if I could just, think a better thought, then I could get a better result. And I mean, obviously our thoughts create our feelings, and our feelings create our actions. So important,
but it's not.
Right. Most of the time it's that the skills that we learn give us the tools and and create that confidence. And then we're doing actual work. And when we're doing actual work, we can figure out what's working and what's not working, which is also really woven into everything that you shared today. Is like, do the work, and then you can figure out, is it working or not working, and make adjustments.
And I think where the mindset piece comes in for me is like, am I willing to learn this new skill that Tasha and Karen have, said will work? Am I willing to learn that new skill? Sure, I can do it if you
Yeah.
help me. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Show me what to do. Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Show me what's worked.
Yeah. I love
Mhm.
that. Well, and you're such a good coaching client too. Like just as I said, just implementing and doing the work. And that's really cool that you're getting the results. So if you guys are thinking about diving in, Kristen is in our What to Say coaching program. Now she's upgraded to our next level fast track program, which we're so excited. We have the craziest deal coming up, Kristen knows, for Black Friday. And it's going to be the craziest deal we do on our coaching program for the rest of this year and next year. And we also are giving a higher level of support with some bonus coaching calls. So if you want to know and you want to be the first to know, because we have limited spots, drop Black Friday below and I will connect with you so that you can be on the first to know list. Kristen, thank you for sharing all of this
Yeah.
great stuff. I hope you guys drop notes below too so you can get a copy of the notes from this today because there was a lot of gold in there that I know you're going to want to look back through. So thank you, Kristen. And if they want to connect with you, Kristen, where should they go to find you?
They can find me on my Facebook page, just Kristen Hall. And if they want to be in my group too, that's
Yes.
totally fine too.
If
Strong
you guys
Vibra.
are a busy mom who wants to be healthy,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Who doesn't?
I know, right?
Right? I'll drop Kristen's link for her group in the comments below as well. So thank you, Kristen, for
Yep.
sharing. And I hope that you guys all have a great day and eat lots of turkey coming up here next week.